Good morning and welcome to Tricia's Cards and Crafts. This is Tricia and this is our next post for the Simple to Stepped Up on Sundays cards, and this time I'm using the Ornamental Envelopes, and I'm just using two of the elements from there. And because there's no sentiments on this one, I'm using the gift wrapped photopolymer stamp set as well. So that I've got the, I'm using the little holly image and the sentiment A Very Merry Christmas and Celebrating Style. I have used the Tied with Love sentiment as well on the other card that I've made. So here are the cards, and I'm going to show you how to make this one, and then I'll explain a bit more about this one. Okay, right, so let's go. So we've got a wreath effect on the front, a little sentiment inside, and I've decorated the envelope on the front and on the flap. Okay, right, so card. Here we go. Right, I'm going to open this one out because it's easier to stamp with it opened out because it's flatter. And I'm using Old Olive and Real Red. Now this stamp, if you look on the stamp set, it is shaped in that way, but I wanted it a little bit more circular because the card isn't that big, because I'm using the note cards. So I've just, because it's a photopolymer, it's easier to actually shape the card, and I've done the same thing with the red dots as well. So I've just sort of bent them in a little bit more than they would have been otherwise. Make sure I don't have any ink on my fingers. And I'm just going around, but I'm going over just to give the wreath a bit more of a full look. And because I'm using the same colour, it doesn't matter too much how I stamp over it. And also there's a little bit of a space here that doesn't seem to be getting stamped, so it's easier if I, whoops, I've got some ink on my stamp, whoops, here we go, try again. So I'm just trying to cover up those sort of bald patches as well. There we go. So there's the stamped image of my wreath. I'll just stamp the sentiment. I'm not going to stamp the, oops, it's not all stamped. There we go. I'm not going to stamp the holly leaves until I find out where the dots are. And I'm going to put my sentiment inside. Celebrating Style. There we go. And I'm also going to, because I finished with this one, I'm going to put the little holly leaves on the inside. I just put it at a little angle. There we go. While we're at it, I might as well do the envelope as well. So with this one, just stamp one in the middle, and then just put some more that way around. Around a bit. A lot more. There we go. And then one in the top corner. Yeah, there we go. Now, I need to just keep managing to get. I'm so used to using the small ink blocks that when I'm using the big ones I get ink over everything. So I'll just use the red now to do the dots on the card. The envelope to one side a second. Now these are a bit more spread out, so you just have to be a bit careful when you're placing them on the image, just to try and keep them so that they're not too far over or outside of where the image that you've stamped is. Because there's this particular one here that seems to want to be in the middle all the time. So try and keep it to a minimum, being in the middle, but that's alright, it won't matter too much. And there we go. Right, so now I've done this, I can just use my, ooh no, not with the red. Put the red away now. Finished with the red before I get any more bits anywhere else. So because of this bit here, I'm going to put some holly there. I'm going to put some holly just by those berries there, some by the berries here, and some by the berries going this way, I think, this time. And because I've put some outside, I'm going to have to put some on the outside. Put some here, and maybe some here. There we go. Might just looks a bit bare here, so just sort of filling in, and I might put a little one up here as well. Might just put another one there. So we're sort of filling in our wreath as well as covering up some mistakes. There's only mistakes ever. Right, so I've got a real red and old olive marker pen, so I'm going to colour in the leaves of the holly. You don't have to. I think it probably looks quite nice either way, but because I did it on the other card, I'm going to do it on this one as well. There we go. It does go a little bit dark when you first put it on, but it does lighten up a little bit as it dries. Because I used the old olive because I used it to stamp with on when I did a practice run. I did use Mossy Meadow, and I think actually the Mossy Meadow might be slightly better because only because it's a bit darker, and you can see the veining of the leaves afterwards once you've coloured it in, because it still shows through, whereas it doesn't show through so much with the when you use the old olive on top. But because holly leaves are quite dark, you wouldn't really have use a lighter colour on the holly leaves. So that's that one. I'm not doing the ones on the inside or on the envelope, not colouring them in with the green, but I am using the real red to do the berries. Doesn't matter so much in here on the front, but I will do them anyway because they don't seem to stand out quite as much. Especially as I've used trying to use the dots where they are to mark where my holly's going as well. So I will do the same on the envelope though with the red. So just put the berries in. Here we go. Nearly finished. And then we're nearly done. There we go. Right, I think I did the inside. Yeah, there we go. So that's our card, the simple stamped card. I think that's quite a nice card. Now that's the first one I did. So this one, I did exactly the same thing with the front, with the wreath and the holly leaves. I didn't put quite as many holly leaves. I've added a bow out of this real, it's, here we go, 1/8 of an inch solid ribbon, and it's in real red, so it matches my ink colour, and I just tied a small bow with that on. The paper I put on the back for the background, it's double-sided, so there's 2 different sides to it, and this is from the Heartwarming Hugs Designer Series paper, and it's got Mossy Meadow, Pear Pizzazz, Real Red and Whisper White in it, and there's lots of different designs and they're all double-sided. That's the one I used. I could have used that one. There's dots on the back of that one. Stripes, I think. Yeah, on the back of that one. That one's quite nice. That one's got like a gingham-y sort of background. That one has as well, but with the red, and then the green dots with that, and the stripes with like a houndstooth on the back of that. So, and then I did go around the edge with the Old Olive ink just to sort of help it to stand out a little bit. So I've used an Old Olive base for my card. I just cut up an A4 sheet in half, but I did it lengthways rather than widthways for a change, so that it will stand up like that rather than, so it opens up that way rather than the other way. And I put another piece of Whisper White on the inside, and I stamped Tied with Love because I put a bow on with this one. Okay, and I've stamped there, and on my larger envelope I've just stamped in the corner and on the corner of the flap as well. There we go. Alright, so those are the 2 different cards, different versions of the cards. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, you can click on the subscribe button below, and if you click on the little bell icon, you'll be notified when I post any videos. If you've got any questions or comments, please leave them below, or you can email me at triciascardsandcrafts@yahoo.com. And if you want any of the materials I've used today, you can find them on my online shop, and that is at triciascardsandcraft.stampinup.net. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope I'll see you again soon. Happy Christmas. Bye.